book said you give me the book you authored.
Oh.
The book.
Which book again?
The book you authored.
This book here.
Exactly. Can I have a copy? Because I want to use it to introduce.
I wrote it, I didn't author it.
Okay. I'm so excited to be here today with one of our distinguished Sir Ajua Alemanji, an accomplished engineer and economist. He was born in Bangwa, where I was fortunate to be born to, where my family is. In 1942, into the family of Mr. Robert Alemanji and Mama Alemji.
Yes.
He attended the NA school in Jembetui, those are sticks, before proceeding to St. Joseph's College, where he was from 1958 to 1963.
Yes.
In 1963, he enrolled briefly as a student in the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, before moving on to register in the Moscow Institute of Automobile and Highway Engineering. After receiving a master's degree in highway engineering, he returned to Cameroon and joined the Public Works Department. He was the assistant project manager in charge of highway design, training of technical personnel, and the supervision and control of work execution for the construction of the Kumbamamfe and the Kondotiti Mundeba roads. In 1977, he gained. Huh?
It's not in there.
Interesting, I'm happy to know that.
Prof,
is it possible for Prof to sit with us?
No, it's all right. Go
Is it
ahead.
all right? Good.
Yes.
For your information, we are privileged to have Professor Lantum in the background. So in 1977, he gained admission to the York University, Toronto, Canada, Canada, where he studied in the Graduate School of Economics with a significant transport content. After receiving a master's degree, he returned to Cameroon, where he combined his knowledge of engineering and economics to accomplish many transport projects for the government. As deputy director at the Directorate of the Major Works of Cameroon, he trained many junior engineers in contracts and project management. He was directly involved in the engineering supervision of works for the construction, maintenance, and rehabilitation of more than 1,000 kilometers of roads and streets, as well as airports and housing projects for the government of Cameroon. He was twice decorated for effective and meritorious services rendered to the nation. He is a knight and an officer of valor of Cameroon. He was twice decorated for effective and meritorious services. I've read already, sorry. He has published several articles. He's a prolific writer in the journals of the Cameroon Society of Engineers in the field of transport engineering. That is road accidents in Cameroon 1989, road maintenance, an indispensable cost item that guarantees return on capital investment, an integrated approach towards development projects. The challenge before us, the Trans-African Highway Lagos, Mombasa. His article on the Trans-African Highway served as a working document for the preparation of the NEPAD Infrastructure Action Plan. His second book, The Trans-African Highway, Lagos Mombasa, Myth or Economic Imperative, is due to be published soon. He was enthroned in Ndongatet, where I've been privileged to be, on the April 15, 1977, I was in Saseden, to the stool of late Mafo in Kengafak Fuantem Asonani as His Royal Highness Fuankeng Ajua. He is the current national president of the Cameroon Society of Engineers and the managing director of AM Engineering Consultants. He is a married father of 5 children and the head of a village. A privilege to meet you, Sir Ajua Alemanji. And His Royal Highness Fuankeng Ajua. That's the right protocol.
Thank you so much.
It's a privilege and honor for me.
I'm glad you are here.
Thank you. I've heard a lot about you.
For me, this is a day of celebration.
It should be.
For one to come and see me and to find out about the man whom I revere, Professor Bernard Fonlon.
That's exactly why I'm here. I flew all the way from Germany not to come here for holidays, but to come here to research a scientific research on Fonlon, on Professor Dr. Bernard Nsokika Fonlon. Shufai Tonza. That's the title he had in Kumbu. So I would like to begin briefly. His Royal Highness Fuankeng Ajua. Could you tell me the first time you came in contact with Professor Fonlon? The very first time?
The very first time I came in contact with Professor Fonlon was in October 1964.
Okay.
When I flew back from Nigeria. I was set to have been listed in, selected in among the people who were going to study engineering and sciences in the Soviet Union.
Okay.
Fortunately, I have the telegram here.
Interesting.
Since 1964, which was sent to me.
You kept it?
Yes, for 56 years.
My God, this is interesting.
That's the telegram that was sent to me.
This is a telegram?
I was a student already in Nigeria.
Which part of Nigeria, if I may ask?
Enugu. Enugu campus.
Interesting.
University of Nigeria, Super. Enugu campus.
Okay.
That's where the first year students begin.
Okay.
Before moving to the main campus in Super.
I see.
So I was there. Then one night we had no lights. Then as I went down, came back, I met this telegram under my door.
I see.
And
may I read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
Michael Alemanji, University of Nigeria, Enugu campus, awarded Moscow scholarship through Foreign Office, Yaoundé. Get immediate confirmation from the department get immediate confirmation from and depart to Yaoundé immediately.
Which is what I did.
Okay.
I resigned from the university or requested that I should be giving leave or self-leave.
Okay.
So I left the university and came back to Cameroon.
Interesting.
Fortunately, when I arrived Cameroon on Friday, and my cousin, Mr. Martin Defang,
yes,
encouraged me that I should not sleep. I should go straight and sleep in Douala.
Okay.
So that the next morning on Saturday, I will be in Yaoundé, which I did.
Okay.
I flew to Douala by CAT, that is Cameroon Air Transport, in those days.
Wow.
And the next day, I took a plane from Douala to Yaoundé.
Okay.
I arrived Yaoundé at 10 o'clock
PM.
10 o'clock AM in the morning.
AM in the morning.
On a Saturday.
Interesting.
I went straight to Dr. Fonlon's office.
Okay.
With my luggage. I'd never been to Yaoundé before.
I see.
So I arrived, I went to his office. The private sector announced that one of the students, because they had the list in the office, one of the students had just arrived. So I waited, then they ushered me into his office.
Okay.
The first question he asked me was, where have you been?
Good question.
So I told him that I was studying in the University of Nigeria on my own, because I failed to get a scholarship. I applied for a scholarship. I didn't get one, but I didn't know that they had stored the names of those who had qualified but didn't have scholarship. So when he had this diplomatic relationship with the Soviet Union,
yes,
and they awarded 14 scholarships,
wow,
he gave 6 to students from West Cameroon,
okay,
and 8 to students from East Cameroon.
okay.
So that's how he picked my name from the list of those who had merited scholarships but didn't have one.
I see.
So it was a wonderful thing for me. When he told me that the other students had gone.
Already?
Yes, the students from Southern and West Cameroon had gone.
Okay.
So I almost broke down. I said that I have withdrawn from the university and I've come now. I was sponsoring myself with my family.
Wow.
Now, if I leave from here without going anywhere, I'll just stay out of the university because I cannot go back. But I will not find money
Exactly.
to complement the first term school fees which I paid.
Wow.
So he told me to go and wait.
Okay.
I waited. Then, when I left, he called the ambassador of the Soviet Union to tell him that there's one student here who had just arrived.
Okay.
the late Kama. So the ambassador told him that the students from East Cameroon
Okay.
were going to leave on Sunday.
Wow.
So
And that was Saturday.
this was Saturday.
Can you imagine?
So he immediately told the ambassador to get a ticket, send my name to him, and the ambassador bought a ticket for me.
Wow.
And but I had no passport, I had nothing.
So what happened?
So he sent us to the immigration to go and get a passport. Then they made a passport for me.
The same day.
Yes, the same hour. I arrived at 10. This was 11:30.
Okay.
So in 30 minutes we have closed the office. So we came back. I came with my passport, showed him the passport, and then he said we should go to the British Embassy.
Okay.
Because it was the British Embassy that was in charge of immigration for Ghana. Ghana did not have an ambassador here.
I see.
So when we went to the embassy, he told us that they had closed and they will open only on Monday.
Okay.
So I came back and told him, and he asked me to wait. So I waited. When he closed work, his driver went and left him in the house,
Okay.
and then came and collected me in his Volkswagen.
Oh, he had a Volkswagen.
Yes. So we went to the house. He asked me where I knew anybody in Yaoundé. I said no, I've never been to Yaoundé before. So he arranged that they should put me in a hotel.
Okay.
I went and stayed in the hotel.
Was that the first time you lived in a hotel?
Yes, that was my first time staying in the hotel.
You were excited?
Very excited. So in the evening, at 4 o'clock, he sent the driver to come and collect me. And I went back and met him in the house. Then he asked me for the passport. I gave him the passport. He took it and went to the British Embassy and got a visa for me.
He went by himself?
Yes, he himself went and took the visa.
Wow. Interesting.
So and he came and gave me the visa. And in the evening, Minister Igwetabe
Okay.
came to visit him, and he showed him, said, this is one of the students going to the Soviet Union
Wow.
to study, and he had selected only those people who will do sciences,
Okay.
engineering or any other science,
Yes.
but no arts.
Okay.
So then towards the evening, about the 4:30, we had supper with him, and then he advised me. He summed up his whole advice in one sentence.
Okay.
He said, I am sending you to the Soviet Union as a student ambassador to go and study and come back and take part in the development of our country.
Okay.
That was all. Do not be distracted by pretty girls.
You said that?
Yes. I've written it in this article here.
Okay.
So,
Pretty girls.
yes, that's how I left. And when I left, we left from Lagos, from Douala
Yes.
to Ghana. And when we arrived Ghana, my luggage did not come.
Oh my God.
So I had just a jacket,
Yes.
which I had, a shirt and a tie, and my passport. That was all I had.
Oh my God.
So every night, we stayed there for 4 days.
Okay.
In the night, I washed my shirt because it was a terriga or one of those things.
Okay.
Dry
You
it
get dry
and wear it the next day.
Oh.
Until we left. When we got there, I wrote to him to tell him that my luggage did not come. So he wrote to Air Afrique
Okay, at the time.
at the time, but they never found the luggage.
Never.
No.
You lose. Everything was lost.
All.
Oh my God.
I guess the people who took the luggage, when they looked at the weight, they were engineering books
Okay.
that I was carrying, and my album and other things.
Oh.
So the box just disappeared. I never got anything. But I arrived.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was the experience before you met. That was the experience after you met Fonlon. You went to Russia. What was the experience in Russia? Could you tell us briefly?
My experience in Russia was good because the delegation that came and collected us from the airport in Moscow
Yes.
gave us warm clothing to wear because it was already winter.
Oh my
October.
God.
So they took us to the hostel where we were living,
Okay.
and they left us there. 2 days after, they came and took us for shopping
Wow.
and bought us winter clothing and other things. Otherwise, we would have frozen up because
Exactly.
it's cold.
It's very cold indeed.
Yes.
That's why they drink vodka.
Yeah.
Did you taste it?
I never.
So you successfully concluded your studies there?
I did the preparatory course in Moscow Institute of Automobile and Highway Engineering.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Then they sent us to Kiev,
Oh.
where we went and did the preliminary.
That's in Ukraine.
Yes, in Ukraine, where we did the language.
Okay.
But while in Ukraine,
Yes.
some students had gone there before, sent by the UPC.
Okay.
So those students complained that some students had come and they looked at us and they said we were spies.
I see.
So since we are not having it very good there, the embassy decided and they transferred us to Tashkent
Wow.
to complete
The studies.
the studies for the language studies.
So you studied Russian?
So I studied Russia and then came back to Moscow Institute where I started year 1 of engineering.
Wow.
And in 6 years I completed my engineering and got a master's degree in engineering.
Congratulations.
In June 1970.
1970. So Fonlon was already at the university as a professor.
No, Fonlon was still, yes, he must have already gone to the university.
So when you came back, did you meet him again?
Yes, I met him several times. When I
Okay.
came back, I went to report to him that I had graduated.
Wow.
And I thanked him for everything because we stayed in touch by letters
Okay.
until I graduated
Wow.
and came back. Then I was posted to Southern Cameroon
Okay.
to PWD, where they sent me to go and work on the Kumbamafe Road. That was my first experience.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, I've got a lot of achievements.
Yes.
achievements.
So I was.
I've been using the road without knowing that you're part of it. Congratulations for the good work.
So we constructed that road from 1970
Yes.
to 1975.
Wow.
We did 104 kilometers of road,
Wow.
widened the bridges and the road.
Serious work.
The road had been only one way.
Okay.
That is, if we left Kumba, we
Yes.
went to Mamfe,
Yes.
you can only return the next day.
Yes, that was what Natumi told me.
Yes,
It was
so-
Kumba go, Kumba come.
Kumba come. Then the same thing with Mamfe, Bamenda.
Okay.
So the vehicles came into Mamfe the same day
And went back the following day.
and went back the following day, the same day. So if they came in on Monday,
Yes.
then they left Mamfe on Tuesday. The ones going to Bamda will go, the ones going to Kumba will go.
Wow.
And then on Wednesday, they come back.
Interesting.
So when we finished the road in February 1977,
Yes.
it was inaugurated by the first president of Cameroon,
President Amado,
President Amadou Ahidjo.
he came there.
He came there to declare, to inaugurate the road and decorated us.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
Yes. Your first decoration.
Yes, Mr. Eta Jerome was the project manager,
Yes.
and myself, who was the project engineer.
Wow.
He decorated us with medals.
So the road was started.
Yes, the road was not paved.
Okay.
We wanted to pave it, but set up a crusher.
Yes.
But then I don't. There are some things you don't speak on interview.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's more. It's a bit private and confidential. But let's go more on Professor Fonlon.
Yes.
In summary, he was a very caring person because you came in and he received you in the office.
Professor Fonlon, I had met Professor Fonlon once in 1961 in Sase
Oh.
when he came to teach us the national anthem of Cameroon.
Oh, did he teach you?
Yes, which he had translated.
Okay, so he translated
So he translated the anthem, the national anthem of Cameroon
from French.
from French to English. Then he came and he taught us
Wow.
in Sase College the anthem.
Can you describe how he was at that time, 1961? How was he dressed?
How was he dressed? Professor Fonlon did not have anything about formality.
Okay.
He dressed the way he wanted.
Really?
So he just dressed and he came and he taught us. So when I came and met him again but as I said,
Yes.
the encounter was a teacher came to teach the class.
Yes.
So you have no personal contact with him.
Okay.
My first personal contact with him was in 1964 when I came from Nigeria
for the scholarship.
Yes, for the scholarship to go to the Soviet Union.
He paid a hotel for you.
He paid the hotel for me, took care of me, and sent me away. And even gave me some money because I'd run out of money.
Okay.
Since I was a private student
Exactly.
in Nigeria. So it was when I got to the airport that I told him that I don't have any money. So he just borrowed money from somebody, about 20,000, and gave me,
okay,
put in my pocket. And that's how I went.
That was
But
interesting.
I can sum up Professor Fonlon in one sentence.
Yes.
That his humility will make you look like you are his classmate or friend.
Okay.
He was down to earth with everybody he came in contact with. That is, and I learned from him that the more educated you become,
Yes.
the more humble you should be.
Okay. Because he was really educated.
Yes.
He was a doctor degree.
Yes. He had a doctorate degree from the University of Ireland in 1960. He was the first Cameroonian to have a PhD.
First English.
First Cameroonian.
Because I got the, you see why research is good?
Yeah.
I interviewed Cardinal Toomey and he said, George, the first Cameroonian, Cardinal Toomey said, George, the first Cameroonian was Archbishop James. 1953.
He had a PhD?
Yes.
Okay.
In Rome.
Oh,
at the Urban University. He said Fonlon is the first English speaking.
Okay.
While Archbishop James is the first French and the first in Cameroon.
That's good.
You know, he was a very young man.
Yeah.
He was sent to Rome.
Yeah.
So I learned it during my research.
You are doing good research.
Yes, we thank God for that, and I'm very happy you met this man and you are testifying who he was.
Yes, they say every disappointment is a blessing.
Yes.
I think the people of Cameroon were blessed that Dr. Fonlon was not ordained a priest.
Okay.
Because if he had been ordained a priest, they would have sent him to
The
a parish, and that would have limited his sphere of influence.
That's true.
But since he was not ordained, he came back to public life. He was the translator for Mr. Foncha, the Prime Minister, and later on became the translator for Ahijo, verbatim translation.
Okay.
And it was during that period of his activities with Ahijo that Ahijo recognized that this was a man and made him minister.
Can you imagine? Then
Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs. Yes.
And later Minister
And
of
later he
Transport.
made him Minister of Transport and Communication
Okay.
for Cameroon.
And it was thanks to him that
It
the
was during that his period of being a Minister of Transport and Communication that the man of foresight whom he is,
Yes.
he knew that Cameroon would need transport in the air, they would need to ship things, so he created Cameroon Transport, the Cameroon Airlines, Cam Air,
Okay.
and he created Cameroon Shipping Line, Cam Ship.
Wow.
It was these two transport companies that actually helped Cameroon take off economically.
That was serious.
Yes.
So planes were flying in,
Yeah.
and when Cardinal Toomey testified yesterday that in
Yeah.
fact he took in
He
1973
took a train.
he took a train to Freiburg. No,
Yeah,
he took a
from Geneva
exactly to
France.
Paris in order to take the Cameroon
Cameroon
Airlines.
Airlines.
So
Patronage.
very, very impressive and interesting.
Yes.
So tell me more about the encounter with him. You said you had supper with him or lunch?
I had supper with him.
Yes.
In the morning, on Sunday morning, he sent driver to come and pick me up, take me to church.
Okay. Wow.
I went for services. He went for mass in Montpellier.
Okay.
But I went for service in the church very close.
Okay.
And then we came back in the afternoon. We had a lunch with him
Together.
in his house. Yes, together with him. Before he drove me himself to the airport
Wow. With his Volkswagen.
with his Volkswagen.
Which color was the Volkswagen? Do you remember?
Ah, it's a long time.
So he was a good driver.
Yes.
Interesting.
Don't be-
And you sat in front with him or
Yeah.
behind?
in front.
Yeah. This is quite impressive, eh? He had taught you the national anthem just in 1961.
Yes.
And then some years later you meet him
64.
and he treats you as
Yeah.
if he had known you forever.
Yeah.
What an example.
No, in Professor Fonlon's mind,
Yes.
as I said in this article,
Okay.
you know, we have children, we deliver children, but we don't know where those children come from. And those children do not select their parents.
They don't.
But some people are apt to discriminate
That's true.
on the grounds of where you were born or where you came from. For Dr. Fonlon, that was anathema.
Okay.
You treat everybody as a neighbor. And in everybody, he saw a neighbor and a child of God.
Because of his spiritual, moral, and
Yes.
intellectual formation he had in the seminary.
Yes.
I'm very impressed about this testimony. It's a witness, and thanks to him, you're able to go for further studies.
I can say God works in mysterious ways.
ways.
He gave me all that treatment without knowing whom I am.
Exactly. And
Where
where
I
you
came
came from.
from.
He didn't even ask you where you coming from.
No, he never asked.
You see.
He doesn't ask anybody.
See, nowadays, that's the first question
He-
people ask. Where are you coming from?
Professor Fonlon's basis of educational treatment was meritocracy.
Okay. You make it.
And in those days, you had to, when you qualified,
Yes.
that when I say qualify, I mean if you had passed the entrance examination into a university
Okay.
and that university admitted you, you automatically qualified for a scholarship.
Wow.
So you could apply for a
Interesting.
scholarship.
Yes.
Whether you get one or not, it didn't matter. But
You had to apply.
the first criteria for selection for scholarship was having a place in university.
Okay.
Once you had acquired a place in university, you are now qualified to have a scholarship.
Scholarship.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. Thank you so much for this wonderful testimony. Do you have anything to round up? Any tribute, anything you remember about Fonlon? I think he's hearing now. He's listening from heaven.
My tribute to him is written here,
Okay.
and I will give it to you.
Thank you.
It has been published once
Okay.
in Cameroon, in the Post newspaper. It was published in 2009.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find my own copy,
Okay.
so it's being republished.
Okay.
And when it is republished, I will send a copy to you.
No, make
But
sure.
I'll give you this hard copy.
Thank you so much.
And if you give me your email, I'll
Yes.
forward it to you by email.
Exactly. So I can attach it in there.
Yes,
I can cite it in the book I'm writing.
yes. And this book, which I did, right?
Yes.
I never forgot to mention
Professor
Professor
Fonlon.
Fonlon. So
Okay.
it is here, which I say sometimes words fail us, and a thank you does not reflect the actual emotion we feel. Professor Bernard Sokika Fonlon of blessed memory rescued me from the jaws of academic uncertainty
Okay.
in 1964 by including my name in the list of meritorious students he has selected to study science and engineering in Soviet Union. I was able to leave the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for Europe
Okay.
with a scholarship.
Wow.
I had contributed 80% of my fees for the first year of engineering, but I had no idea of how and who
Who
would sponsor me financially during my stay in Nigeria.
Okay. So the professor.
The professor philosopher summed up all his advice to me
In one
sentence. I am sending you abroad as a student ambassador of our country to study and come back here and be an agent of development. Do
Okay.
not allow yourself to be distracted by pretty girls. that's,
You still remember vividly, and you got it down.
I
And you didn't allow yourself.
I did not.
That's why you were able to conclude and you came back.
Come back and marry the woman of my choice.
Oh my
The
God.
one of my life. That's what,
You know very well.
yes, I will Prof knows well.
His Royal Highness
He's right here.
Fuankeng.
And we're raising a grandson.